Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Hero, and this is Library of Ruina. Time to go up against Full Stop Office. Alright, so our opponent's weak against Piercing. He's got single use. Pages exhausted on use. Exhausted pages are removed from the play until the end of the act. Often dice lose X power for the scene. Okay, yeah, we know about that. Full stop to life. Okay, slashing that does feeble. And then we get some bleed with some evasion on top of it. It's not too bad. Inflicts 1 and 2 bleed. Special ability is concentration. Gain 1 power at the start of the scene. That's about it. Or start of the act, essentially. Blind fire. Gain 2 power at for the first scene. No weaknesses as far as damage is concerned. Single use. I hate CQC, or close quarter combat. Single use, piercing with some evasion. Single take the shot, blunt with piercing. Single use, indiscriminate shots. Add +2 power. So on clash, lose increases power. And then single use, not another step. Okay. The die rolls are actually pretty decent. All of his cards are single use. So essentially within 10 scenes he will be out of cards. Sorry, 9 scenes he'll be out of cards. They don't have extra speed as far as I know, so they don't have any extra dice. Snipe, offense dice gain +3 power for the first scene. Okay. Noted, I guess. Weak against blunt. Single use, return fire. Does feeble. Single use. Headshot does bleed on top of 5 to 12 piercing, not bad. Going for the bullseye, single use as well, 6 to 20 damage, piercing with fragile on top of it. So there's definitely some uses to these. And they're only you only lose them if you use them. So if you end up discarding them through other means, it's not the end of the world. It's definitely a curious way to play. I'm not really sure if it's actually worthwhile though. The effects that only last for 1 scene are definitely not viable in my opinion. So it is what it is, I guess. A few things I want to check. Let's take Percy and no Mima. Alright. Oh, right, they're ranged weapons. Okay. Melee page icon, the more common type of combat page. When a melee page clashes against a range page, its offense dice cannot damage the ranged opponent immediately, even if it wins in a clash against their offense die. However, the melee die will be retained upon winning a clash and move to the end of the dice queue for reuse. Range icon. Range pages will always be played before melee, regardless of speed. Less common combat pages that perform attacks at a distance. Even if the offense die of a ranged page loses in a clash against the offense die of the melee page, the range user will take no immediate damage. However, the opponent's melee die will be retained and moved to the end of the queue. Alright, it's good to be careful, but you shouldn't hesitate when you take the shot. I won't miss. I'll chase you down swiftly. What are we taking this stupid adventure for? Stefan. He should have became a gear. And then he could talk about Dom's mom. Or Dom's wife. That's what it was. Alright. Full stop to life. So that's a melee. That's ranged. And that's ranged. So if I were to do something like... Okay, they still interfere. Okay. So I know that much at least. Whew, how do we want to do this? 3 to 7, huh? I can't ink over. I am resistant to slashing. It will do feeble though. So this would be 4 to 6. Yeah, at least 4 to 6 versus 3 to 7. So it's possible to win the exchange. And we'll follow it up with cleanup. Do something like that. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. That thing's nasty. 6 to 20. Alright, let's give this a shot. See what happens. So yeah, I'm literally deflecting bullets as I'm running in. That's crazy. Alright. Looks like I won the exchange though. Did take some fragile though. Alright. Single use. Got it. Oh, ooh, I can't. Alright, tell you what. You're doing all that. Alright. I'm gonna deal with you with this. And I'm gonna deal with you with this. There we go. And then I'll just soak the hit there. Alright. Hey, I dodged it. Good for me. Bye. Not yet. I don't want to fall yet. If only I sniped more carefully. Cocoon. I'm not sure we can hold out anymore. You sure we could keep this up? Alright. Another one staggered. Was that piercing? Yeah, we'll draw the piercing shot. And I'm gonna finish off you with that. We'll do ink over and clean up. It's hard to tell if I actually got hit by that, but I was taking reduced damage anyway because resistance to piercing. This sucks. I didn't want to get into this mess. That damn blue asshole screwed us all up. I can't hold out anymore. Sorry. Alright, so we got some Book of Lavelle, Book of Stefan, Book of Full Stop Office, and Book of Tanaki. Or Tamaki, sorry.
스테판이라는 친구는 결국 책이 되었군. 저 정도로 마지막까지 세상을 탓하다니 오히려 안쓰럽네.
세상을 탓하는 것이 잘못이라고 생각해?
충분히 탓할 수 있지. 자신의 불행에 대한 책임을 세상에 떠넘기는 마음이 약해 보여서 안쓰럽다고 한 건 아니야. 나도 그 세상에 사는 게 안타까워서 그렇지. 애써 세상을 탓하지 않으려는 내가 안쓰러워서.
난 세상을 저주해.
나도 그래.
Oh boy, all sorts of new stuff now. So we got Porcobus. Which one was Porcobus? I think it was the one that you couldn't do damage at ranged when it escaped. And then down here we got, oh no, that stupid machine. That machine that if you accidentally clicked on and got beyond trying to get completion, you would better be you're almost better off just resetting your game, because that thing is so brutal. All right, well we got some bucks to burn, so let's do that. We're down here. We don't have a spare Tamaki, so definitely gonna need to do some grinding. That's okay. Burn some bucks. Oh, good. Got some of these pages. And then, of course, we got a bunch of guns now. Yeah, ranged weapons. Definitely interesting. I don't fully understand their purpose. I mean, well, sorry, their main purpose is they get first strike. That's their main purpose. But after that, if you don't kill the target, they're going to run up and hit you anyway. So it being first strike does have its benefits. Problem is you're shooting against their melee dice, essentially. So if they deflect it, it's almost pointless. Well, in any case, let's take a look at some books. Did we actually go over Alex's page? Yeah, I think we read about Alec. Okay, yeah, so we already read about her. I'm just kind of looking over all of these now. Yeah, we read those. Yeah, so it's just these guys. Let's go Stefan first, because he's so cheerful. Few fixers use guns for self-defense. Bullets cost an arm and a leg, and foes who are relatively powerful tend to dodge shots like it's nothing. And I can barely graze them. There's not a lot of ways to react to enemies closing in either. You'd have to be quick on the draw and shoot them in the weak spots. If you aren't, the other options are running away or grabbing some prop to guard yourself. Like hell, that'll save you. It takes several augmentation procedures to be able to carry something as heavy as a firearm and run fast enough. If you're a sniper, you'll be busy packing up your weapon mount and everything. Have to make unnecessary big movements. And what if the precious gun gets damaged if you try blocking your foe's attack with it? Oh, I was talking about the kinds of guns me and Tamaki use, not firearms in general. You see what Leeway's carrying? I heard that there are lighter rifles and some that come with bayonets for close quarters combat. But mind you, those guns have their fair share of downsides, so don't be too quick to buy them. You might as well save the money and get a quality workshop weapon, or an augmentation surgery instead. Hell, you could probably buy a fine weapon with the money it takes to buy bullets for target practice. You weren't planning on using guns in actual fights without even practicing, were you? I mean, go ahead, if you really want to dislocate shoulders and sever fingers. There aren't many workshops that can craft guns. Setting aside the low demand, the difficulty of acquiring a firearms manufacturing license and the head's strict guidelines are the biggest limitations. The guidelines includes clauses such as the maximum length of the gun barrel must be shorter the higher the gun's caliber is. No gun should possess the firepower to penetrate steel or building walls. A gunfire sound must be audible, and I haven't even started with the bad ones yet. The first page of the guideline boldly states, "Do not research or imagine technology that infringes the firearm manufacturing guidelines, as provided by the head along with the license. I'm not a gunsmith myself, so I don't know the details. I frankly don't want to know any more than that. There certainly are workshops permitted to make S-class firearms, but I'm guessing only 3 to 5 of them exist in the entire city. Who do they take requests from? Where they are? Or sorry, who do they take requests from? Where they are, and what kind of people run them? They're all a mystery. The most I could hear was a rumor that an S-class workshop exists somewhere. People say that the head put heavy restrictions on firearms because they don't want its denizens to be harmed too easily. It's true that a gun can effortlessly kill a person with one well-placed shot. That's not all. The assailant doesn't have to show themselves to attack, and a flying bolt is simply too fast for the average person to track with their eyes, making it a fine weapon for stealthily killing others. But making it harder to kill people doesn't seem good enough a reason to impose such restrictions. What about the countless other trifling and useless methods that exist to kill people? I just cannot understand that they would see this as a solely philosophical issue. Are you asking if it's because the Wings don't have sufficient technical expertise? I'm not here for senseless chatter. The Wings could easily make superior weapons with their technology. There's no real reason they couldn't improve their current designs. There are probably some people who feel the same as me. They don't question it further or try to dig deeper into the truth because, well, they have their hands full with making their ends meet, and they don't want to risk losing it all meddling in business secrets, I suppose. A color is the dream and lifetime goal of all fixers who wish for freedom. Those who have been assigned a color are called the colors. A color is the pride of the fixer and the associations. They put forward the colors as great and successful people that other fixers will look up to. They dream of earning wealth and fame, and to be free like them one day. Colors are assigned by the Hana Association. They're bundled into such a category because the Hana deem them to be the most ideal fixers. Because they're the most adequate individuals to deal with the stars of the city. The title of a color is forcibly given to fixers who qualify essentially. Can a fixer be truly happy with freedom that was forcibly handed to them? Why colors, of all terms, when there are so many other stylish words to choose from? I have no comment to make, since I don't know the reason myself. My assumption is that colors are used because giving people hues representative of them makes it easier to refer to and remember them by. It may not be the answer you were expecting, but it can't be helped. The colors have their own ways of working, and they have basically nothing in common. It's akin to how visible colors have their own vibrant characteristics. In that sense, the term colors isn't entirely off-putting. And there you go. If we look at our invitations, of course, we got this going for us. Only one encounter. Is it really one encounter? Yes, it is. It's only one encounter. Alright, cool. And then that'll be pretty much everything here. Obviously, we got some catching up to do with all this nonsense. So Yasad. Isidore's page. We'll take a look at these. I'm not gonna fight them this episode. Yeah, they'd even throw people into it just to hear the music. Just thinking about the employees who were charmed by that song gives me the heebie-jeebies. Stay sharp, everyone. Do not let the music allure you. So there's the singing machine. The machine that sings cannot be targeted, does not act, takes no damage. Performance. On the scene after I Crave That Melody is activated, plays music using the character and the machine. The character takes damage equal to 30% of their max HP and is excluded from the battle for that scene. While the music is playing, all characters gain 5 strength, and all stagger damage resistance change to fatal. Okay. All characters gain 5 strength, and all stagger damages change to fatal. I Crave That Melody. Starting with the 3rd scene, every 4 scenes gain an extra speed die, and use a different set of combat pages. If staggered while this is active, gets put into the machine at the start of the next scene. God, this is and just so I can see what they have. So this thing has no cards, it just kind of exists. Trembling motion, Inflicts feeble to self next scene. Inflicts disarm to self next scene. Shaking blow. Inflicts 3 bind next scene on hit. Alright. Let's we'll return to title. Yeah, I'll take the lose. And then here we have Porcobus. Yep, it's that flower thing. Some employees would wait for their turn to visit that thing's containment all day. There was nothing ecstatic about seeing a line of headless corpses, though. It's not as violent as others, and I heard it can give unimaginable happiness too. Alright, so we got Porcobus. Thorns granting happiness on hit gives the target 2 positive emotion coins. Fluttering, take no damage from range pages, so don't bother using guns. Unbearable pleasure. At the start of each scene, characters restore 1 light for each page of pleasure in their hand. On hit, if the target has 3 pages of pleasure, deal 20 damage and exhaust those pages. So, yeah, a little bit dangerous. I suppose if you have ways of discarding cards, it could be less dangerous, but man, that's a bit rough. Also has 2 dice. On hit, add copies of pleasure. All piercing damage here. Add pleasure. Yeah, so this thing's a bit rough. Alright, well, like I said, I'll deal with this at another time. This thing is immune to stagger, it looks like. No, just endured against stagger. Any case, I am the Depressed Viewer. This was Library of Ruina. I'll see you guys later.